What is good? It is your boy PvbloGrey, and we are back with another reaction video. And today, the clip we have is Trump tweets support for protesters against stay-at-home orders, and I believe this is a clip from CBS. Before I get started, I just want to say I don't know too much about this. I just found out about these protests happening today. As far as I know, it's a bunch of protesters trying to protest against the governor's stay-at-home orders. Basically, I believe either continuing to have them or planning to extend them or declaring to extend them, and the protesters just not okay with it. And from what I've been seeing on the internet, as far as like people speaking on it, as far as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, a lot of people have a false idea about these protests, but I'm not too sure about it either. But let me tell you what it's not. It's not a bunch of racist ass people trying to do some racist violent shit. That's not what's happening. I'm not saying some of them people out there aren't racist. Probably a good majority of these motherfuckers is. But what I'm saying is these niggas is out here trying to fight for human rights. Cause one human right is to be able to roam freely and go as you please. And when you tell people to stay at home, that's denying a human right, whether it's safety or not. These people who are protesting is what I believe. I think they're just trying to fight against that and protect their human rights, because you get scared enough, you'll give up one of your rights. Just like when school shootings happen and people are so fucking scared because these guns these kids use are fucking crazy. They're willing to give up their Second Amendment right and say fuck it, let's just not have guns. When the best way to stop somebody with a gun is to have a gun. That's just my opinion, though. But before we get into the video, if you like what I'm doing, you like my reaction videos, you like my informative content, if you find it informative, man, smash that subscribe button, like, share it, comment, the whole motherfucking 9 yards. But let's get into it.
Today, President Trump egged on protesters in 3 states who are defying restrictions and demanding an end to stay-at-home orders. But each of those states is following guidelines from the president's own task force. And tonight, the governor of Washington State says the president may.
All right, so let me touch on that. So like she just said, these protesters are protesting the governor, but these governors are taking the advice of the Trump administration. If you've been paying the fuck attention, you've been doing your research like I've been motherfucking telling you, then you know the Trump administration right now is beefing, because there's a lot of people, well, I'm not going to say a lot, there's just quite a few people within this Trump administration who are doing the right thing, and then there's quite a few of them doing the wrong thing and are corrupted, and they're in on this deep state bullshit that's going on as far as this corona shit, communist China, these on the low deals, money laundering, and not to mention human trafficking. But all of this type of shit is going on right now within the Trump administration, and I can at least say I believe Trump is trying to do the right thing, at least in this moment. So that's what's really going on. So it's some confusion going on at the top, and it's trickling down into the states, and as you can see, it's causing shit like this. But back to it.
May be inciting violence. Ben Tracy is at the White House tonight. Ben?
Nora, just 24 hours ago, President Trump said governors would call the shots when it comes to reopening their states and that he would support them. Well, the president is already breaking that promise. Protesters calling themselves Liberate Minnesota demanded Governor Tim Walz lift the state's stay-at-home order, despite a still rising number of COVID cases. Protesters in several states now have a powerful advocate, President Trump, who's...
All right, listen. I'll put it like this. Whether this is safe or not, the United States was created so that different bodies of government, as far as local, state, federal, they have their own jurisdictions and can really do what they want. If the people of Minnesota want to lift the shit, they have the right to say, Governor, we want to lift the shit. But if safety is a concern, close the borders, or heavily maintain, or what is it called, heavily regulate the borders as far as traffic and goods coming in, because those are definitely a need. But that's just what I would do. These protests might be needed in order to get to that point eventually. But back to it.
Sent a series of tweets this morning to liberate Minnesota, Michigan, and Virginia, all states with popular Democratic governors.
If I thought we could go back to work tomorrow, that's exactly what we would do.
Lifting stay-at-home orders in
I'm gonna wind that back so you can see what the president was tweeting. Let's see. Liberate Virginia and save your great Second Amendment. It's under siege. I don't think y'all know right now, but if I'm not mistaken, Virginia, I believe, passed a law saying that that you can no longer conceal to carry. I believe, it's something like that, where they not really they affecting the Second Amendment right. It's something to do with the guns right now, and it's pretty major. Please pay attention to that, because your state legislation might be paying attention to it, and they might have the same ideas. And then when some crazy shit pop off, and some crazy nigga who got a gun off the black market, because them niggas do that, and they acting like they ain't got 3D printers out here. But nigga buy a gun off the black market and try to go shoot up some shit, and you there, you could have saved a life by popping them with a gun you had concealed legally. But instead, legislation passed a law where they basically taking your guns away. But back to it.
popular Democratic governors.
If I thought we could go back to work tomorrow, that's exactly what we would do.
Lifting stay-at-home orders in any of these states would violate the president's own guidelines unveiled yesterday. Mr. Trump was asked if protesters should listen to him or their governors.
I think they're listening. I think they listen to me. They seem to be protesters that like me and respect this opinion.
Today, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo accused the president of shifting the burden of testing to states without providing resources to do it.
Listen, man, fuck that nigga Cuomo, man. If you don't know, that's the governor of New York, bro. This nigga is in the deep state. The nigga is crooked. Fuck this man. This nigga been lying about the stats in his own state for quite some time. It's for as long as the spotlight been on his bitch ass, he been lying. Don't believe me, man. Go do the fucking research. Don't trust this man Cuomo. Of course he against the president right now.
The state should this, the state should this, the state should this. Yes. Well, what support have you given the states? None.
The president apparently watching Cuomo on.
It sound like this nigga want to check. He wants some bread in his pocket. You know they giving extra bans out here for every COVID patient that they mark down as a COVID related patient. The nigga trying to get a check with his crooked ass.
On TV, fired back on Twitter saying Cuomo should spend more time doing and less time complaining.
If he's sitting home watching TV, maybe he should get up and go to work, right?
Vice President Mike Pence had a testy conference call with Senate Democrats today. He was asked why the president is sending out these tweets about liberating states, but did not have an answer. We've also learned the Trump campaign is planning to restart holding their campaign rallies because they believe coronavirus will pass. Nora?
All right, Ben. Thank you.
All right, man. That's the end of it, man. So he wondering why this man Trump tweeting this shit, right? Tweeting this shit at the end. He tweeting this shit behind their back when he's saying one thing else on the podium, right? It's because I believe this man Trump, he's saying what he really want to say on Twitter, either tweeting it or retweeting it, and he got to say the presidential stuff on TV. That's just my opinion. As far as the people out there being patriots, I believe y'all got all the right in the world to protest. Try to avoid violence, but shit, I mean, sometimes violence is necessary, and I'm not condoning it, but I too do understand when it does become necessary. I do encourage y'all to keep it as non-violent as possible, and I hope goals get reached, and these goals are positive for mankind and the people of those states and those areas, and the people who are going to be affected by the people of those areas. Um, I just hope y'all still paying attention to what's going on, doing your research, because there's a lot of bullshit going on. It's a lot of mass hysteria. It's a lot of lies going on, and this is really what they want to happen right now. It's a lot of fucking distractions. Don't be distracted. Sift through the bullshit, because the truth is at the end of it. It's a bunch of needles in the haystack. It's not just one needle. It's a bunch of them. I promise you. You gotta sift through that shit. But yeah, man, that's really all I got to say on this. Hopefully we gonna have some more reaction videos. I'm probably about to record another one. We about to find out. But if you like what I'm doing here, like I said before, smash the motherfucking subscribe button, like the motherfucking video, share the shit, comment. I appreciate it. Do your research. I love y'all niggas. Thank you.